In today's episode of Artisan Advice, we're going to think outside the lens and take an unconventional approach to shooting portraits. The photos you just saw were taken with a lens that's traditionally not known to be a portrait lens. Many photographers usually reach for lenses like a 50mm, 85mm, or 135mm when they're doing this kind of work, and all of them are excellent in their own right. For these images though, I wanted to try to use a lens that isn't commonly looked at as a portrait lens, which got me thinking. This is the Sony 200 to 600mm f5.6 to 6.3 G-series lens. It's a beautiful lens that is commonly used for photographing wildlife and sports. On paper, this isn't a lens that a portrait photographer would instinctively reach for. After all, while the lens is pretty lightweight given the size of it, most photographers, they probably can't imagine that f5.6 to 6.3 aperture giving them enough background blur to make their portraits pop. I used to think like that too before trying this out, and wow, was I ever wrong. This shot was taken at f6.3 on the 200mm side of the lens, and as you can see, the bokeh looks great. Even in this shot here, where she's posing in front of a tree at 600mm, you're getting excellent subject separation, sharpness, compression, and detail that might otherwise be lost if we took it with a wider focal length and aperture. In the studio, those higher f-stops work in our favor, as it's far more common to use f6.3 up to as high as f16 to get that magazine portrait look. These were taken on the Alpha 7 Mark IV, and I gotta say, they look totally different than the usual work that I produce, and that's all thanks to the uncommon approach that I took to make them. Now, I learned a few things from this particular experience in using a wildlife and a sports lens to take portraits. I mainly shot everything handheld, which was fine since the lens has optical steady shot, along with the camera body having excellent stabilization. No issues there, but I will say that holding this lens for as long as I did, I probably would have been more comfortable doing it with a monopod attached. There's a reason you see sports photographers on the sidelines holding these larger lenses on a monopod, and now I fully appreciate that having used it for this shoot. Next time you go out for a portrait shoot, try taking a lens with you that you would normally use for some other style of photography and see what you can make. It might create some unique opportunities to make images that stand apart from the rest. I'd love to hear which unconventional lenses you use for your specific type of photography. Let's talk about that in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to Alpha Universe to stay up to date on our latest content. And before you head out, be sure to check out the videos that you see here on the screen. I'm confident that they will help you out. See you there.